Hey, it's Thomas with Thomas's Turf Tips. Some of the tips I'm going to give you sometimes will be based on my mistakes, and I am not happy with my lawn one bit right now. I think I figured it out, so I want to share the tip with you. Hang on. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. Now, in fairness, it's rained 9.7 inches in the last 7 days. But I don't know if you can tell or not, but I've got some scalping. It is in the end of the season, so you're going to see some of the dormancy starting to pop out at this time of year. But you can also see, and this is a real cut lawn, so you can see it, and you can see the different levels that I'm seeing here, the scalping, and you can also see that it's a little, or at least I think you can see, a little puffiness or kind of like a cloud-like appearance. It's not nice and flat like you would expect with a real mower. All right, so here's what I think's going on. This year is the first time that I use plant growth regulator or PGR on the regular, and I really liked it because it slowed down the growth, allowed me not to have to cut so often. But one of the effects of plant growth regulator is it limits the vertical growth, but you have more horizontal growth. And so I really think that my grass is too thick now. Now here's what I'm going to demonstrate here. So I've got my reel mower here, and if I just press on it a little bit, you're going to see it go down. And so literally what you have here is that the mower is floating on top of the grass, whereas what you'd really want to see is if I press on this mower here, you wouldn't want it to see it go down at all. So I think that's part of the problem here, is that when I go down here, I'm getting an uneven cut because this float, sometimes it'll float on top, sometimes it'll go down to the soil and make contact, and I'm getting a little bit of scalping because of it. So what I think I'm going to do, it's too late to do this now for the season, but next year I will just make a note of it. One thing I'm going to try to do is verticutting. And that's kind of like you would do with your hair. If your hair is too thick and it's starting to get poofy. Now, I don't have that problem at all, but some people do. So you gotta get it thinned out so it'll lay flat. Same thing I think I'm gonna have to do with this grass next year is really start off with some verticutting and do that as needed. The other thing I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to modify this roller as well. And if you look at the flats here, it's pretty thick contact area here. So what I think I'm going to do is thin those up next season. Okay. What I think I'm going to do next season is thin these up a little bit, so there's less contact area, and so that this will go down in the between the blades of grass a little bit easier, and we won't have as much floating. I also saw the same thing with my rotary mower. I use a rotary mower in the backyard, and it's also really floating on top of the grass as well, and not making good contact with the soil with the wheels. And you'll notice with it, sometimes it will grab a mat of the grass and just pull it up. It looks like scalping, but it's really just pulling that thick mat up, and it'll literally bog down the mower a good bit. So lesson learned, and don't repeat the mistake that I've made. Talk to you later.